What's up, guys? Hey! It's been a hot minute again. I'm sorry. I am ashamed. Good riddance that I'm finally doing this video. I've just had this video ready to make for a few weeks and just haven't done it. It's pure laziness. I'm so sorry. Here I am. I'm ready. I've got a message. I'm prepped for the most part. Baby's asleep. Ooh, cutie. We love him. I'm ready to talk. I'm ready to chat, I should say. The life's going pretty well. Thanks everyone who watched my last video. I feel like a lot of people, well, not a lot, but a good amount reached out and were just like, yeah, I understand, or I needed that, or I felt that way. So it was nice just to feel like people related, you know? There's always a reason I feel like I should share what I feel like I need to share. So I appreciate that, guys. You guys are sweet. Other news, Archie is almost crawling, we're pretty sure. He's like rolling around like a crazy man. He's the cutest thing. Hopefully he'll wake up and I can, you know, bounce him around in here a little bit. But yeah, he's the best. We just love him. He's so chatty still. I am excited to be making another video. I even, guys, because you know, the mom life, at least for me, there are some days where you're just like, there's no point in me getting ready for the day. No point at all. I'm not leaving the house. Like, I'll go on a walk maybe. It's hot and humid here, by the way. All you Utahns in the dry. Here, we're just dripping all the time in this heat, this Kentucky heat. So, you know, a lot of days I'm like, why would I get ready? I've gotten ready so many times with the intent of making this video. And then I don't, and I'm like, well, what a waste. Today I got ready. Here I am. I'm actually doing it. So, everything's good. Nothing crazy. I got a dental appointment from Austin. That was exciting. He's the cutest little dentist. So cute. And he's just cute. He's gonna be great. Let's see. Today, I have a good audience, I feel like, that watches these videos. And this video is for everybody, of course, but especially for those who maybe are struggling, who are members of the church, or just are having questions or doubts about things, but especially for those who aren't members of the church. You know, I've got friends on here that have heard a lot of things about the church, either from us or, you know, people talk and there's different rumors that go around. And I had just listened to a podcast episode of one of my favorite podcasts called What We Said. It's really funny. But they talked a little bit about Mormon culture. And I want to start out just by, in this video, I'm just going to kind of clarify things as much as I can. Of course, I'm not like the prophet, or I'm not like the leader of the church. So I'm not. This is just like my point of view and clarifying a few things that get a little bit mixed up, if that makes sense. So, Mormon, first of all, the word Mormon, it's a nickname. It's not the name of the church. And the real name is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I think I've said that before, but Mormon is just a nickname. We don't worship anyone named Mormon. We're not a cult. Mormon was a prophet of like the olden days, like, you know, Moses or Abraham, they were prophets. Mormon was one of those prophets. And he compiled old records of prophets in the Americas that had written, you know, their experiences and prophecies and wars and that kind of stuff. He compiled it and called it the Book of Mormon, just because he was the one that put it together. So we believe in the Bible and the Book of Mormon. They go like hand in hand, and Mormon was just one of the prophets. So that's kind of where the nickname comes from. So we're not, Mormons, they call us Mormons. It's a little like cringy because I'm like, yeah, like I know what you like that's how a lot of people know us as, but we're really members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, because it's not Mormon's church, it's Christ's church. Does that make sense? Okay. This Mormon culture, I'm just gonna call it that in this, just so like we're all on the same page. So yeah, bear with me here. I'm gonna try and make this not very long. So Mormon culture is real. I just want to make sure. I've been bothered lately by Mormon culture. It's just cringe to me. It just is not it. I don't know. Mormon culture is kind of how a lot of members of the Church of Jesus Christ, Mormons, how like we live, or like different like traditions that just come about, or how we talk, or activities, or just kind of things that just happen as members of the church. Not like we're taught exactly to do that. It's not like doctrine. It just kind of like becomes the culture of the church. So I just want to explain a few of those. I love the church, and I just want to make sure that as members we know the doctrine versus just the culture, and also those who are just investigating, just learning about the church, maybe wanting to go or just curious, that also you understand like the doctrine of the church versus the culture. Mormon culture is real. There's a few things, few examples I'll give. One is we don't drink alcohol or coffee, and that's true. That's like some doctrine of the church. That was a revelation given to a prophet, that we do live by. So that is something. Obviously, these are things that, are commandments from that prophets receive from God, but it's always your choice, like whether or not you live that. It's never gonna be like forced upon you. You're not gonna be like punished, if you drink coffee or whatever. So it's obviously a personal choice, but it's very personal how you live your life. But one of the things, one of the Mormon culture is soda shops. Yes, they're real. Especially in Utah, I had a friend send me like a TikTok of like, she was like, is this real? And it was like, just this lady that was visiting Utah, and like the line to get into like Swig or one of those big soda shops was like insane. And she's like, all these Mormons, like it's real. They actually like live off of soda because they don't drink. That's true. So that's like an example of like funny things that happen like in the LDS culture. Other things, I don't know if people have heard about swingers. This makes me mad. Okay, if you swing, none of my business. But it's not part of the church. Like that is something that people are just doing. Meester's awake. That's just something people do of their own choice. Like that's not something that we preach or anything. It's just like things like that. Sometimes there's just, or like having 100 kids. Like that's also a personal decision. People are always like, oh, those Mormons, those giant families. Like we believe in the commandment to multiply and replenish the earth. And people take that differently, We're not like commanded you have to have 10 children. Like, okay, Austin wants 10 children, but that's his own preference and not mine as of right now. So we'll see about that. It's just one of those other things where Mormons are just known to have lots of kids, and that's just a personal preference. You guys, look who woke up. Oh, it's so bright. Hi, sweetie. Hi. He's almost 6 months old, guys. Hi. Oh, you're so nice. I love you. A few other culture examples, I feel like I haven't gotten this point across well enough, are all these Mormons are rich, all have these long fake eyelashes, have to have these big houses, have to have these perfect families. Your kids have to play these sports. Meals done every week. You gotta drink your juices, have your workout bar classes. It's like ridiculous. Like, these are things that drive me nuts. Like, nuts. No, like, this is what I mean when I say separate the doctrine of the church and the core of the church from what people are like thinking is how you have to be if you're a member of the church. It literally drives me up the wall. Like, no. Archie's like, wow, Mom, you are, what's the word? Passionate about this, huh? Am I passionate about the church? No, there are no like requirements on money, on jobs, on, you know, how many kids you have to have, or what hair color, or if you have to be a certain way, like your kids don't have to play sports. Like, it like drives me nuts because people get so confused and caught up in that culture that they think that's what the church is about, is looks, and it's not. Like, that is not the purpose of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And if you think that, I'm so sorry. And I'm here to clarify, that's not. The Church of Jesus Christ is the Church of Jesus Christ. That's why it's called that, is because it's the church that he established, and the family is central in the church. So yes, like, we think it's important to have children and give them good homes and good parents and help them in this like scary world, you know, to have standards and to have direction and keep the commandments and be close to God and Jesus Christ. And, you know, that's the purpose of the church. It's not about looks, and it's just gotten twisted through the years, and I hate it. So no, we never want people to feel like they have to be a certain way to come to church and to come like join us. And yeah, I hope that clarified that a little bit. It's about our acts. It's about the purity of our hearts, you know, how if we're trying, that's amazing. And that's what it's about. One thing that was said in that podcast episode I mentioned before is how we aren't, as members, always good listeners because we feel like we have the answers to everything. And I had never thought of that. But sometimes it's true. Sometimes people are telling us they're going through something hard, and in our minds we're concocting like the basic, like, you just need to pray more, you just need to read your scriptures, you just need to go to church, like the basic things, you know, that we believe will keep you on the right path. I think we just need to be more aware that the Spirit is going to guide us if we need to say anything, or sometimes we just don't need to, and people just need to rant. That was just something that kind of hit me that I need to work on, and I don't know, maybe other people do too. Maybe you needed to hear that. But be better listeners. Don't always be like ready to jump on with like a basic answer, you know, because sometimes people are like, well, I knew that was what you're gonna say. Like, just listen, you know. Also, that it's okay to doubt. It's okay to question whether things are true, or you know, whether your life's going in the direction you want it to. And I think they were talking about how like negative that is in the church. Like, if you're doubting your testimony or like your beliefs, your core beliefs, it's like this bad thing and we have to go like save them or help them to like come back. And sometimes people just need to wander. Like sometimes that's just their path and they need to find out for themselves if things are true. And they will if they're truly putting in like the effort, and it might take a long time. I don't know. But I know that if you do want to know if this church is true, and to my friends that aren't members that are curious, come to church with us. Like, just see what it's like. We're not gonna, make you get baptized when you come in or anything. That's your own journey to take, and everyone, takes their time with everything, and that's awesome. But if you're curious, like, I seriously invite you to text me or text someone that you know that's a member, or text me and I'll connect you with someone that is, and go see what it's like, because it is everything. Like, I of course struggle too sometimes. I'm like, is this true? Like, I've done this my whole life. Like, do I believe it? Is it really everything that I've thought it was my whole life? And I have to figure out for myself. And I know that if we do, that we'll be happy. We'll find real joy. And so I hope this made sense. I just wanted to bring us back to the core of the church and the principles that we live and why we go. And because there's a lot of fluff, and that's where people are getting confused. It's all my notes. Okay. And so I just don't want us to get mixed up in the culture. I don't want people to be getting the wrong idea about Jesus Christ's own church, because it is supposed to be a place of peace and of clarity and of happiness and of direction, and not of judgment, not of hard feelings, not of confusion. If you have had one of those experiences, I'm so sorry. And just know that, the church itself is perfect because a prophet of God is at the head and Jesus Christ is guiding him. But the members aren't perfect because we're just people. So we're just trying. And I love you. Archie does too. Hopefully he'll get to meet more of you soon. And we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Mwah.